After I broke the clutch off my bike, I headed to the nearest large town, which happened to be Goulburn. Goulburn is on the Sydney side of the Blue Mountains, and since I was pretty much completely through the mountains, I decided to take it easy for a day before heading back to Canberra. I decided to explore St John's Orphanage, which is a derelict building that is fairly easily accessible. St John's Orphanage was in operation from about 1913 to 1978. The main purpose of the orphanage was to deal with the increase in the population of orphans after World War II. After World War II was over, the population of the orphanage steadily declined until it was deemed to be unnecessary and closed in 1978. After that, the orphanage became the base for an organization called Youth with a Mission until 1994. The orphanage has been abandoned since then. The population of the orphanage peaked at 200 in World War II. Over 2,500 people overall lived in the orphanage throughout its period of operation. Reports from orphans who lived at the orphanage vary. Some people say that there was a lot of severe punishment and beatings and abuse from staff and older boys at the orphanage. Other orphans have said that they have very fond memories of the staff at the orphanage. Regardless of that, the conditions at the orphanage were pretty dire. Most children were issued with only one set of clothes and often had shoes that didn't fit. The orphanage taught religion and agriculture, and most of the children who came out of the orphanage had an education in agriculture and were able to work in that industry. The orphanage is now heritage listed. During 2015, a fire burned down most of the roof of the orphanage. Then in 2016, two other fires destroyed much of what was left. The orphanage originally had 3 stories, although the fire has destroyed much of the second story. It looks like it can be accessible, but I wasn't brave enough to trust the derelict staircase and try and ascend to the second floor. Unfortunately, at this point, the place was so wrecked that when I was there just really isn't a whole lot to see. But photos from the past 5 years showed that it was actually once quite a fairly well-maintained